Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie G. Just here, come on, do some coloring. As you can see, I got all my coloring stuff out. I got a lot more coloring stuff than this. I'm just gonna kind of play, see what I can come up with. You guys are on here, let me know, say hi. Don't have to if you don't want to. Hey, girlie. Twistables. Twistables. Hey, Tanya, how are you? I'm just gonna play around and do some coloring. Not up to anything good. I know you said good night, but I ain't ready to go to bed. I'm a hoot owl. So I've got Deborah Muller. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of her. I got a lot of her coloring books. She has a lot more out that I don't have. Her big thing is mermaid books. So this is the front cover, and right here is the picture. So I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and see how good I can color it. And I'm gonna start out with my twistables. So let's see. Because I got all kinds of color mediums. Watch this video tonight. This guy kind of really inspired me to, I don't know, take a step back and look at what you're doing and make sure what you're doing isn't like taking over what you want to do. He's got 2 YouTube pages. It's not taking them down, but I don't know, he just made me open my eyes a little bit. Because that's what started with this whole thing with me is coloring. Hey, Leticia. I started out this whole thing with adult coloring books when they started becoming popular. So I don't know how to zoom in, girly. You can leave it to my hubby. I don't think he knows what he's doing either when it comes to the camera stuff. Mr. Techie himself. I don't know how to zoom in. I haven't downloaded any software or anything. Good night, Leticia. So you can't move your camera now because it doesn't have long enough wires. It doesn't come down or anything. Wires are short. You know, some people with these webcams that they got, because it's a Logitech webcam I got, they downloaded software and are able to go in their little system in the computer and make it make the lens lower and higher. So, but I don't know. I have a Logitech camera, webcam, whatever you want to call it. I haven't used Crayolas in forever, especially Twistables. And there's a whole new pack out in the kitchen. Hey, Zena. Oh, well. I fall asleep on your live, so I'll forgive you. I was sitting here being bored, so I figured I'm going to call her and started out listening to music. I was like, yeah, I'll go live, see if anybody joins. I think I'm messing this up, but oh well. Life goes on. You know, when I was selling paparazzi, I got cool with this one consultant. He was a male consultant. And oh my gosh, he was so funny. And he had this button, it did like the clapping and it did the yay. And then there was you hit another button and there was this girl screaming. She's ah, and it's like really loud. Well, it wasn't too often he would go live late at night to try to sell jewelry. But oh my God, when he did, I would fall asleep and he would hit that button for that girl to scream me like, Stephanie, wake up. It was so funny. Oh wow, that's surprising. We thought you used most of it. It's awful blurry. Does that help any? Brighten my light a little bit. So we used to have this pool, it was a galvanized pool. I had one growing up. And the one we bought a few years back, it's a lot bigger than the one I had grown up. They use them for like farmers use them. They call them stock tanks. Well, anyway, Ron, got the tools and stuff, and he was able to drill through the galvanized and hook the pump up. But we had chlorine tablets for it, and a low chlorine holder. And of course, little man was a lot younger. Well, he wasn't too much younger. It was only a few years ago, but that was the first pool he ever had. And I kind of taught him the basics of being in that pool and everything, and we had so much fun. And because of inflation, there is no way that we could afford another one of those pools. So I got the idea of getting a blow up pool, and I was looking on the Amazon, and hubby one night was gonna stop at Meijer, and I was like, well, I'll look at Meijer's website. So I looked at Meijer's website while he was still at work, and I found one for $40, and he bought a pump and the pool, and I don't think the one side has enough air in it, so he's gonna repump that up. So hopefully the water will stay in. But me and little man were in it the other day, and oh my god, it was so funny. Because over the weekend, Ron found this little man, I should say, found this big super soaker. Yeah, I do my glue booking off and on. He found this big super soaker, and it was originally like $25. Well, it was marked down to like $6. So Ron got it for him, and we had that out there and all his other little water guns, and we had two, plastic cups to play with, throwawables. And of course, all I got to do is just go like this with the water, and it makes like a tidal wave. And oh, it was hilarious. We had so much fun. Yeah. Well, when we had the galvanized pole, oh my gosh, that was so funny. Him and Ron would get in there, and oh, it was a blast. Because like one of the memories popped up on my Facebook the other day of them two being in the pool, and so there should be more memories popping up here soon. I've been checking every day. They are funny, those videos. I still have them on my phone. I teach him to keep his mouth closed. And any beaches by you? No. If you take about a 4-hour drive south of me, well, I don't know. I guess it's south. Go to Lake Cumberland. Um, I went down there twice. That was hilarious. But anyway, I mean, like our local amusement park, Kings Island, they have what they call the beach. And I think at one point in time there was a place out here called the beach. I don't know if it still exists or not. Um, but yeah, there's no beaches. But anyway, I teach him how to, keep his mouth closed. And every time he, get water in his mouth, of course, he would cough because he was choking on a little bit. And I'm like, oh my goodness, quit drinking the pool water. You're going to empty the pool. And once he got done coughing, he just laughed. Yeah, Kings Island. I'm not really close to Kings Island, but like I said, I'm in northern Kentucky. And that's over in Ohio. So, like, hubby works in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. So, we're like, depending on traffic, we're like 45 minutes out. And the town me and him grew up in, we're like a hop, skip, and a jump from downtown Cincy. Like they used to have boats on the Kentucky side of the river, and you could ride it for like so much and take it over across the river to go to the Cincinnati Reds games during the summer. So I mean, I'm like right there in Northern Kentucky. You can stand on the riverside of Ohio or Cincinnati and the riverside of Kentucky and just like see each other. If you ever like September, Labor Day weekend, Labor Day usually falls on a Monday. So that Sunday night they have what they call the WEBM fireworks. If you guys remember in September, you should Google it. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about, the Kentucky side and the Ohio side. In the town me and Ron grew up in, like you had to leave your car parked all day on Sunday when EBM fireworks was happening because there was people. It was like a fight for parking. People coming from in Ohio further than downtown to go to the fireworks and be on what they call the flood walls or serpentine wall, depending which side you're on. And there was no parking whatsoever in our little city we lived in. It was a nightmare. And then start shutting down the bridges and the sidewalks and highways because they do a off one of the bridges. They do like a waterfall fireworks thing off one of the bridges, so that bridge is closed. It's crazy on Labor Day weekend. I'm so glad we're not down that way. Of course, I haven't lived in that little town forever. Kings Island, I've been there a few times. It's not my favorite. I'm not a roller coaster fan, so it's too high priced. When I was younger, there was another one called another amusement park, kind of similar to Kings Island. It's called Americana. That was pretty fun. My best friend at the time, her dad or somebody in the family got company. They had their company picnic out there, so like their whole family was there, and it was just oh my god, it was crazy. I don't know what time we got there, but we were there till close. Yeah, you won't catch me on that sucker. When I was a teenager, I think I rode that. Is that the one that goes backwards? I think I had to ride that with the people I went. I was like, never again. I'd rather ride the water rides because it was hot that day. At the time when I went, they had this ride called the log flume. You didn't even have to ride the ride. All you had to do was stand up on the exit deck, and as that ride would come down, all that water would come up on you. So, yep, backwards. I don't even know if they have that. I know they had roller coasters called the Beast, and then they came up with another one called the Beastie. They've done different stuff over the years with those two roller coasters. I always hear about it on the news. And of course, if they're adding something new for the following year, it's everywhere. 100 years old. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't keep up with Kings Island. It's not my cup of tea. I remember on the Brady Bunch, they filmed an episode there. Anybody watch the Brady Bunch? I remember on the Brady Bunch filmed an episode of Kings Island. It seems like every year they talk about the anniversary of that. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, I was the nerdy kid that watched Brady Bunch, Dukes of Hazzard, Hee Haw, Chips. To this day, I would marry Eric Estrada in a heartbeat. Let me tell you, that man is adorable. And he's actually a CHP officer now, California Highway Patrolman. Oh, yeah. My mom said when I was younger, when that show was on TV, I would just sit there and drool. Because, back then there wasn't a lot of nudity or whatever, or men taking their shirt off on TV. And boy, what few episodes he took his shirt off, my mom said I would drool. I find it funny. And then back in 1999, they had this thing called Chips 99. And him and a couple of the other original cast members had come back. And it was on a cable channel, TNT. Man, I soaked that up. I was living in my first apartment then. I was like, oh my gosh. First husband was named after him. Well, my grandma, she would have overnights for all the grandkids. And well, she watched me a lot when I was little, and because my mom and my dad worked crazy shifts or whatever. But on Friday nights, Hee Haw was on, or Dukes of Hazzard, or whatever, or Chips. And my grandma would literally, I wouldn't say have a conniption fit, but she's like, I can't believe she watches this. And she was talking about Hee Haw. Oh my gosh. She could not get over the Hee Haw thing. All right, let's go for red. See if we can find some red. That ain't red. I don't look red either. Let's see. Let's look at pink. Let's see what this is. Yeah. Google it. You can probably find some clips on YouTube. I'm telling you. Dukes of Hazzard. Oh my gosh. They don't have TV like they did back in the day. My favorite cartoon growing up was Tom and Jerry. The original Tom and Jerry. I don't like the new one. It's too computerized. Too digital. Of course, I watched Popeye the Sailor Man and um, Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner and the Coyote Dude. Yeah, what's up, Doc? Yep. They don't make cartoons like they used to. And then, of course, growing up, my sister was into the little boys' cartoons. She liked He-Man and G.I. Joe. She had the G.I. Joe theme song memorized because that was always on before we left for school. She knew that's forward and backward. Yeah, the Jetsons, the Flintstones. You know, my what class was it? American history. This guy I had for American history in high school. We had him. We also had him as a senior for psychology class. In American history, he loves to watch the Flintstones because it was the Stone Age. That was hilarious. He did. He had the actual original Flintstones on and let us watch it. I didn't watch much Fat Albert. Let's see, Popeye, Jetsons, Flintstones. What else was there? I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Now, when I had my first apartment, I used to babysit full time. Babysat for my friend, and she had two girls. And then I would watch her uncle's three kids, which they wind up having another one. And so I had like five kids, and then I wind up watching a guy I went to high school with. He had two kids, but I don't know if he had been married or they were divorced or what. But he was basically a single dad, and I watched his two kids. So they liked the Rugrats, and I had a whole slew of Disney movies. Um, I had towers. Of course, I had the VHS. I had towers, and each tower held like 25 movies. And so I'd have what I'd call quiet time. But most of the time, they would take a nap after lunch and put a Disney movie in, and they'd fall asleep, and I had some peace time. But they like the Rugrats, and of course, that's back when TRL was popular. Total Request Live, Arthur. Yeah, they watched Arthur. Um, and the big comfy couch. They love that too. Um, yeah. So and anyway, TRL was big back then. Total Request Live with Carson Daly. So back then it was Christina Aguilera's "Genie on Bottle" was popular, and some other songs. And I was like, oh, let's see if "Genie in a Bottle" is gonna be number one today. And they danced and sang to it no matter what number it came in. But it was hilarious. kids were something else, I'll tell you what. Now they're all grown and some of them have kids, some of them don't. Another girl, she was an only child. Her name was Felicia. She's married now. I just found out she's pregnant. I'm so excited for her. She deserves happiness after what she's been through with her mom. But I used to keep her almost every weekend. I had PlayStation 1 back then, and I had one of the Crash Bandicoot games. And there was on the Crash Bandicoot game, there was this code that you could play this one game. I can't remember what it was. You got like a snippet to play. And man, when she would play it, oh, it'd make me dizzy. I'm like, girl, I can't watch this. I know, make me feel old. Yep. You know what's really funny is they all got their driver's license before me. Isn't that funny? They all got their driver's license before me. And of course, as a teenager, the place I lived in, growing up, there were two kids upstairs. I watched them. They're both married, have kids. They got their driver's license way before I did. So that was my babysat money during high school was going to the basketball games, football games, or dances, whatever, you know. That was my spending money. I got mine in 2015 because I just had a memory pop up about it. I went to driving school because hubby couldn't teach me. He's like, I can't break things down and teach you. So I took driving school and I went to pass them. Basically an A or however they grade it. But and now we're selling my little car because I haven't driven since 2019. Ron wanted to get that truck. We got the truck and his Kia, which after everything's been going on with the car dealerships, I think he's going to get rid of the truck. Well, I know he wants to get rid of the Kia. I wanted to drive the truck, but I can't climb in it right now. I have my good days and bad days, but it's tough getting in and out of the Kia right now too. But I need to find somebody to watch Little Man so he can show me how to drive the Kia. Because I think it would give me a little bit more freedom on the weekends when he's off work. As long as he's not on call, I could get in and, go for a drive, which I wouldn't go far because I don't drive the highways. I don't feel comfortable or safe driving the highways. When I did drive, when I had my Corolla, um, we drove down to the little town me and him grew up in because his aunt lives down that way. And I took the back way and get down there. And we wound up go visiting my ex landlord, and Of course, he made the joke, oh, Ron was a little white when he walked in, but he handled it. It's like, hey, now, not that bad. Well, it's not a real big truck, but yeah, it is expensive on gas. So even the Kia, but everything's just expensive right now. So I have a question for you, Jen. I know Xena is into Tim Holtz sprays. Do you like the sprays, or do you just like use the ink pads to do your edgings when you're like you were the other night? You like both? Okay. Because I don't ever recall seeing you. Yeah, I don't ever recall seeing you really play with sprays. You want to see what I used to do with sprays? And I find it fun. I have a blast doing it. Let me see if I can find my book. Let's go up here. There it is. Wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a minute. A minute. Because sprays are so messy, I would do this outside. And oh my god, it is so much fun. Because that way I wouldn't have to worry about it going all over. I just did this. I took pieces of paper and had glued it down, and then I took Mod Podge later on, like really later on. This was a jelly plate on jelly paper, and I glued this down. And like I said, a lot later on, I put Mod Podge over all of it. So what I would do is just let me see, that's jelly plating. Anyway, I would basically just like take the paper, take the sprays and spray, and add a ton of water. I know I got some in here. That sprays, and then just kind of like I don't know, push the paper together. I can't seem to find any right now. Those are sprays. Um, I don't know. I just had a blast. Drenched the paper, and I actually, well, I know other people do it, but now this was off my jelly plate. You see those little black marks? You see these little black marks? I brought it. There's a better picture than this one. Ron said this looks like a map the way it turned out because these were all crusty bits off my jelly plate. It looks like a map. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, just go out there and spray and smash your books together, and there's some more sprays. Let's rub off on paint. If you ever watch Shannon Green, oh my god, that girl is hilarious. I love her to death. There we go. There's my maps. Look at those. Aren't those cool? I love it. This is why I like playing in cop books, because you can just do whatever. And everybody says, the paper's so thin, you gotta glue them together. No. There's that. I was Jelly Plate. I was a Jelly Plate. I don't know. I don't even bother gluing them together. Like that glue book I work in, I haven't glued any pages together. Unless it was starting to rip or something, then I glue them together. But I haven't glued any of these pages together. None of these are glued together. Like I said, unless it started ripping from the seam. Other than that, I haven't glued any of these together. Because the more you add layer-wise on thin paper like this, the thicker and sturdier it's going to be. Like this, it's not real sturdy, but it is. And there are some pages that are more sturdier than the others. Like this, because it's got stuff on both sides. So, the same with this one. Well, no, they don't have stuff, but you get what I'm saying. This is just like a whatever book. My little thrill book is that miniature glue book. That miniature comp book. It's just like a whatever book. Those are sprays. That's sprays. So yeah, that's excuse me, that's what I would do outside. That way I wouldn't ruin this computer. When I do spray in here, I got like wax paper over everything. The keyboard, the mouse, everything. And Tubby would kick my butt. Not literally, but not really. I never did learn how to blend. That's my whole thing. I never learned how to blend. I didn't practice enough. And of course, this black thing, this black case, if you can see it, it's got all Prismas. And then, they're all mixed up now. But this was my first little case of Prismas I got. It was a pack of 24. And then, right around Thanksgiving time, the one year, and they usually do it around Thanksgiving, they have, Amazon has the 150 set of Prismas on sale. And like I said, this is when I was just coloring. And he let me order that. So I got it early. And then I ordered the 36 one. And of course, they got a 72 count and all the way up to 150. So I have plenty of Prismas. And I don't know whose stream I was watching. I was watching somebody the other day. And Prisma is their original name. They used to be I'll spell it for you. It's Berol. That was the name of the uh pencil originally. And people who have those pencils right now with that name on it, those are selling for a fortune because it's like a classic. And they said it went, I guess, I don't know. I guess the company's name is Prisma. I guess when Prisma took over, they didn't make everything the same. But like when that Berol, however you say that name, whatever company owned that, they made them like top notch. Those pencils are supposed to be amazing. Yeah. All that is. Okay. Guess we lost everybody. I don't even know what time it is. Julie, yeah. I'm like way ahead of you, time wise. Yeah, it's 3:15 here. Yeah, I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so it's 3:15 here. All right, girlie. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm probably not gonna get to bed, but if you're tired, you can hop off here and go relax and fall asleep. You're probably laying in bed anyway, watching. So, but I'm gonna hop up here and I'm gonna get back to listen to my music and maybe call her some more. All right, girlie. Now you guys can't say I didn't do a video, so I really have to catch it on the replay. So, anyone who was here and anyone who watches the replay, anybody who's still here, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.